Welcome back to part 32 of the Gods and Goddesses of Ancient Egypt. Today we're looking at a relatively unknown god who is associated with music and the goddess Hathor. This is Ihi. So Ihi, which you can see in the middle there, is a god of childhood, joy, music, and musicians. Mainly, he is associated with an instrument called the sistrum. Let me show you. This is an ancient Egyptian sistrum, which is a percussion instrument. I like to relate it to a tambourine. I think that's the closest instrument I can relate it to. It has a handle here at the bottom and then 3 rods with little rings on them. When shaken, the rings jingle against each other. This instrument is mostly associated with the goddess Hathor, who is supposedly Ihi's mother, and Horus, who we talked about last week, is Ihi's father. Now, it's very fitting that a sistrum is associated with Ihi because Ihi's name in ancient Egyptian means sistrum player. Ihi was usually depicted as a child, usually naked with a side lock on his head and holding a sistrum. A side lock means that his entire head was shaven except for one point, which was grown out and then braided. He didn't have any temples to himself, but was worshipped alongside his mother and father, particularly in Dendra. You might remember this image whenever we've talked about Khnum or Heket. This is from the Temple of Dendera, and we have Khnum here, the creation god, who is building a version of Ihi on his potter's wheel as Heket watches on. Now, I believe this is supposed to represent Ihi as all children because Khnum was modeling the entire human race. But in this particular image, he is kind of molding Ihi himself into existence. In addition, Ihi was featured in a number of Egyptian texts, including the Coffin text and the Book of the Dead. He was called the Lord of Bread and sometimes the Lord of Beer. This probably has to do with his association with Hathor and Hathor's association with beer and intoxication. Thanks for watching, and check out the next part where we cover one of the most powerful goddesses in Egyptian history, whose name has unfortunately gotten a very bad rep lately.